As I was slowly walking to my car school to finally take my driving's, simulator after such a long time of not being able to catch a pretty significant term, I was able to finally book it for myself, and now I was gonna take it. So I walked over there, I said hi to the owner, and we quickly made it together. We quickly, started up the machine, I sat into it, I went over the instructions over the first lesson, which lasted like 45 minutes, and then he put me over some primitive situations, like for example, avoid obstacles, how to start up a car, on a manual, not on a automatic, you know what I'm saying. And so I was having a pretty good time actually. And guess what? I haven't reacted a single bit. Now, of course, when the owner was around, I, was responding to him constantly. I was saying stuff like, uh-huh, and yeah, and yes, and, all of these things to agree with him, because the owner is quite nice, and whenever I made a mistake, he would be like, foot off the stop, foot off the stop, foot off the stop, come on, please, TR, foot off the stop, he would be saying it like 10 times in a row until I would actually do it. He would be like the machine itself trying to tell me what not to do anymore. And of course, he was explaining everything into such a small detail. So of course it was hard not to respond to him. I mean, if he was collaborating this much with you, then of course you had no other choice. And yeah, I had a lot of time. But the best time actually came when he wasn't around. Not in a bad way, of course. I really liked the guy. But when I just had the time for myself, when he gave me an instruction to just, drive forward and to just stop on on the stop sign, when I was just doing that over and over again for the last like 20 minutes of the last lesson, I was having so much fun, bro. And of course, I failed like 10 times to actually stop because, of course, I never actually driven an manual car before. I only drove like automatic cars, like on the field roads in my local area, but yeah, that was about it. But guess what? Whenever I made a mistake, whenever something happened to me and no one was around, when I didn't have to react, I didn't. All I took it as was a fine life lesson for the future. And this is exactly what you need for the stronger emotional control. You see, we've been conditioned in schools that we need that we need to constantly be on high alert. Which I mean, yeah, we need to be on guard, of course, 24/7, especially well, not 24/7 when we are at home, but basically when we are, in society, and not on, you know, not go full out. Probably just on guard. You know what I mean? Just basically to be ready, like whatever the teacher, asks you something, you need to immediately answer, because if you don't, you're seemed like a dumbass who doesn't know what he's talking about, who is just like who is not even paying attention at all. And yeah, these kinds of things. And the teacher would be like, come on, quickly respond. The clock is ticking. The lesson is gonna end in like 30 minutes. And you're just standing there not knowing what to answer at all, and then everyone starts laughing because ch- child's competition and stuff like that. Yeah, all of these things condition you to act very very fast, which is one of the key principles that you must never break in order to get full respect from the people around you. There are three nevers that you need to constantly keep in mind when it comes to gaining respect from other people. And those are never complain, never act fast, and never explain. I've made so many videos about these in the past, but never act fast essentially means that you should just chill out. Because, yeah, when you feel low vibratory emotions like anger, apathy, fear, shame, and all of these things, you are much more prone to succumb to the life test of the physical plane. You're much more likely to lash out on so many things that just test you on so many of these spirits, on so many of these things that don't serve you at all. Just the delayed materializations of your manifestations, if that makes sense, of your past frequencies, of your past mental attitudes that you used to hold about yourself, like, I am dumb, I will never be making these amounts of money any at any time in my life, I will never make it, I am sad, I am stupid, all of these things. And yeah, when you feel these low vibratory emotions, you are much more prone to just instantly start to defend yourself, even though there's no real danger whatsoever. And that's true. There is no true danger out there. The only danger that is out there is the one that you give the most amounts of energy. Because emotion is energy in motion. And for example, when you just calm yourself down and you allow yourself to step into the emotion of love, of enlightenment, of peace, when you start to be at peace with everything and you start to love it, and you start to see so many life lessons in it through the enlightened point of view that every loss is a win, that loss is a win, that that loss and win, sorry, are the same energy but on a different rate of vibration, and that you can always see it as a win, then bro, you will win the game of life. Like, it's just a guarantee by that point. You will never lose. You will always achieve your desired reality. And so, when you bring all of that, when you approach life with that emotion of love, that you love everything, no matter what its ego has done or what it has committed, when you start to see the things, the life lessons, even in the most random circumstances, in the most unlikely circumstances out there, then yeah, that's how life will view you back. Whatever you give out will always come back to you. That hatred, apathy, laziness, worry, fear, all of these emotions will always come back to you. That's the law of circulation. And so, when you start to approach life with the the mental attitude of love, then yeah, the universe will give you more things to love. And so, if you just break this cycle that society is here to control you, and you start to view it as from the point of view that there's actually no rush whatsoever, then even the people around you will start to prove it. And this click, this temptation to respond instantly that destroys your emotional control will get subjugated a lot easier. So this is one way that you can heal it. And this is the foundation that you must create. You must recognize that this feeling of needing to respond as quickly as possible is all just there in your mind because you've given it so much energy to the point where it has grown to such a strong and such a powerful form of consciousness that keeps on manifesting in your life. And I know that you don't want that. So just start sowing the seeds now of, believing that life just isn't as isn't as negative to you as you may think it is. It is only negative because you gave it that definition. Life has no meaning. The only meaning that you give it is the purpose that you want for it. Now that doesn't mean that life is valueless, but you understand what I'm trying to say. It's like yogurt. You can flavor it with any kind of flavor that you wish. You can make it sweet, you can make it sour, you can make it taste like dust. I don't care. You understand what I'm trying to say. And lastly, for after we've laid this very powerful foundation, we must also practice many of these skills, such as meditation, gratitude journaling, adventuring, all of these things that keep you mindful and present in the present moment and that take you away from the physical plane. Now, of course, adventuring it doesn't take you away from the physical plane, but it still helps you to relax nonetheless. And so you must just realize that the reality that you're seeing right now is nothing but a delayed state of mind. It is nothing but a delayed state of your imagination, meaning that the past limiting beliefs that you held about yourselves, like 6 months ago, are still materializing in our physical plane, meaning that you need to overcome this short time that, people are still making you answer them quickly as possible because you believe that for most of your life. And now you're sowing the seeds of another frequency. So it's gonna take some time for those seeds to nurture because you're still reaping the seeds of believing that you must answer quickly. But soon enough, those seeds that you're sowing now will sprout out and you'll be able to reap them. You just need to hold out for quite a bit longer. So until that happens, I want to fix I want you to fix that image of your desired reality in your head and keep it there 24/7. And whilst you're doing your meditation, just make a clear image of that visualization each and every single day. Make it clearer and clearer in more and more detail. And when you're grateful during your gratitude journaling session, just write out sentences that you would say in that desired reality. Like, what would he be grateful for? What would he be doing? What kind of activities would he be grateful for? Just think about it for some time. So yeah, there's no rush. There truly isn't. You have all the time in the world, and just recognize that none of these teachers have actually done anything wrong. The only reason why they used to act like this to you is because you acted in a certain way, just like this too. So yeah, it's at the end of the day all about the frequencies that we output. And so you must change the part of the frequency when it comes to emotion from instead of, apathy, change it into love. And everything will start to shift around you. And so yeah, this is what you need for strong emotional control. Just realize that the impulse to act quickly is nothing but a misdirected energy inside of your brain that you can slowly heal by meditation, by getting into a desired reality and getting a mental attitude of that version of yourself that, has no rush. And so yeah, that's about it. And don't just take this from me. I am a person who has helped countless amounts of people in the past achieve their desired reality, get into the right state of mind, and yeah, just level up in all areas of life. And guess what? They haven't even seen my Timeless Reader's Mindsets yet, which is a collection of 24 unbreakable mindsets that, if applied to your day to day life, will guarantee you success in any kind of life situation, with any kind of goal, with any kind of life test. And guess what? There's a discount happening over there right now, so you don't want to miss out on this huge opportunity whilst it's still, you know, right over there. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you